Have you ever been a part of a car group on Facebook where it's an absolute flex to post a picture of your car's dash with no warning lights on? Do you get the opportunity to skip oil changes because you put enough oil in your car throughout the week that it's basically always running fresh oil? Do you have to deal with trying to hold your wheel up while trying to thread in the lug bolt without cross-threading it because someone down the line said, hey, those studs with the lug nuts, they're just a bit too convenient? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you probably own or have owned one of the sauerkrauts of the car world, Volkswagens. Being made and produced for over 80 years, having some of the biggest car names in the industry under its umbrella, Audi, Lamborghini, Porsche, Bentley, and more, VWs must get all the love, right? Wrong! Check engine lights come as a factory option and they mark their territory with oil spots, yet you continue to see them everywhere and covering your favorite car shows. So why do Volkswagens get so much hate? You like free car parts? You wear clothes? Damn, we have a lot in common. What you doing later? We have a giveaway going on right now where every $5 spent gets you an entry into winning some Artisa wheels, Fortunato coilovers, and Continental tires. There's going to be a first, second, and third place, so there's more opportunities to win than ever. If you're interested, click the link below and check it out, and good luck. For everything else wheel, tire, and suspension related, check out fitmentindustries.com. You know the plug. Volkswagen literally means the people car and was founded all the way back in 1937. The idea was to make a car that anyone could afford and get into right off the bat. Back then, cars were a luxury item and not something just everyone had lying around in their driveway, pissing oil and making you get out your code reader on a weekly basis. Production would be halted due to World War II. Ever heard of it? Obviously, it would get started back up again, but the German engineering wasn't exactly flying off the lot when it came back to the US. You know, because anyway, it wasn't until they started really marketing and pushing the Beetle of all things that the US started buying up these punch bugs. So we're currently this far in and we have Volkswagen known for two things: World War II and the Beetle. We're not exactly off to a great start here. If you skip the history lesson and go to more modern times, we're now surrounded by much more than the Beetle. We have GTIs, Golf Rs, CCs, and Jettas, and even more than that. Volkswagen is one of the biggest names in the automotive industry right now. They have fun cars that look good, so where does the hate for these cars come from nowadays? Remember how we talked about the people's car? Affordable, can hop in and go? Well, that definitely stuck for a while. Let's dive into the Golfs and the Jettas. These cars are designed for the everyday driver with some performance options like the GTI and GLI trims. Affordable and quality generally don't go hand in hand, which leaves us with cars that have cheap plastic interiors, cheap rubber hoses in our engine bays that corrode quickly over the years, and to ice the cake, these cars are generally a lot of people's first cars they get into. Mark IV cars are plagued by this, and there's nothing wrong with getting these cars to learn on. You can scoop them up for decent prices, they're fun, and the aftermarket options are endless. The problem comes in when the majority of the market is cars that have all been learned on. I'm going to say it, a lot of it's chalked up to the owners, but chill here, okay? I'm not putting the blame game on all the 16-year-olds beating the hell out of these things. Out of all the cars I've owned, my Volkswagens have been the most problematic cars I've ever had. Not all the issues deal with previous owners either. Let's bring up my Jetta Sport Wagoon. Beautiful panoramic sunroof on that puppy. That happens to fill with a pool of water anytime it rains, and don't yell at me for not cleaning the drains. I did, I swear. These are just a common issue with the cars. Let's hop back on over to the Mark IV GTI. I'm getting hard starts in the morning. Is it my spark plugs? No, they're good. Is it my fuel pressure regulator? Nope, just replace that. You know what it is? It's my door. My car will not start in the morning because of my driver door. But hey, Taco Ding Dong guy, you don't need a door to start the car, idiot. I'm aware, but in a Volkswagen, apparently you do. The door lock module is a failure point on these cars, and when you open the car after it's been sitting, it's supposed to trigger the fuel pump to prime the system so she's ready to go on a cold start. Well, when it doesn't do that, it makes for some pretty damn rough cold starts. All morning. It's just things like that. This is just the tip of the iceberg, by the way. Headliners that sag over time, your car always smelling like crayons, and phantom electrical issues are always to be expected. Oh, you thought I was done? No. How about that timing belt and water pump that, if not changed on time, will literally ruin your engine. Timing chains, heater cores, all super fun stuff to replace. Now, I must admit, the newer Volkswagens have definitely increased quality and the issues are not near as common. They just have their quirks, like lug bolts. Don't even get me going on the damn lug bolts again. I'm going to give a Volkswagen a 9 on the hate meter. We have a dicey history paired with cheap parts and owners that have spent more of their life building on Fortnite than building their car. This leaves a recipe for disaster. But wait, don't leave your angry comment yet. I know, I seen you typing. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. You know why I have all these Volkswagen stories? Because I absolutely love them. My 20th GTI is probably one of my favorite cars I've ever owned, period. Something about driving it puts a eating grin on my face. Something about my Chewbacca screaming 24 Vel VR6 in my Jetta makes me tingly inside. Having a Wagoon straight piped and getting over 60 miles per gallon was one of the most oddly satisfying things I've ever experienced. If you're willing to put up the fight, V-dubs can be great cars. Shop around, find the cleanest one you can. Spoiler alert, it's not gonna be easy, but it's worth it. Be wary of Facebook groups because I think they are some of the worst I have ever seen in the car community. I literally screenshot and send it to Gels and Sean every day because I can't believe what I'm seeing. But when you find the right owners, you'll have a friend for life. Not all Volkswagen owners are bad and not all Volkswagen cars are a pit of despair. Tread with caution. But what do you think? Would you own a Volkswagen or have you owned one before? Comment below. I'm going to read every single one. If you have a car that won't start without the door, or any car for that matter, check out fitmentindustries.com for all your wheels, tires, and suspension needs. And I've been reading a lot of the comments and I think some people get the wrong idea about these videos. I don't actually hate what I'm talking about. I'm explaining why people get frustrated with these things, all right? I don't hate cars, I love cars, that's what I'm hearing now. Oh, I almost forgot too, this doesn't pertain to car enthusiasts really, but Volkswagen got a ton of hate from the EPA for breaking some laws with their Dieselgate scandal where VW put in software that recognized when it was being tested for emissions and it would make the car seem like it was passing the test when really it was just faking it. Fake it till you make it. I don't know, it was funny. I think it's absolutely hilarious that they thought they could get away with that. Anyway, bye.